the best upcoming PS5 games, release dates, latest trailers, and more. We finally have more Sony PS5 information, namely its $400 starting price and release date. Every system lives and dies by its games though. The PS5 Live showcase back in June included trailers for tons of awesome games scheduled for the PS5, while the September 16th event delivered as well. Here are the best upcoming PS5 games, as well as quite a few honorable mentions that we're equally excited for. Just PS5 games. These are the most anticipated PS5 games that we've seen to date. The games that made it onto the top of this list are simply the games that have generated the most hype. To see more of what's coming to the PS5 in the future, be sure to check out the honorable mentions in the next section. Final Fantasy XVI. Final Fantasy XVI is coming to the PlayStation 5 as a console exclusive. Arguably Square Enix's most successful franchise, the game seemingly ditches the road-tripping mechanic used in 15 for, well, more Kokobos. It's not immediately clear if it will retain the open-world elements gained from the previous title, though. The trailer was captured on PC emulating the PS5 experience, but we still get a good look at the combat mechanics, at least. The game's producer Naoki Yoshida promised to showcase more of the title next year, so expect the team to add a release date then. Pragmata. Pragmata's trailer is purely cinematic. We haven't seen any of the gameplay yet. This spacey, apocalyptic title comes from Capcom. While we don't know a whole lot about the game, what we've seen looks interesting. The tentative release date is sometime in 2022. We know that there's a man in a spacesuit and that seemingly the only other person around is this little girl. His spacesuit appears to be equipped with special tools, one of which shows him digitized versions of, maybe, past moments in time. Something attacks them on Earth, he rescues the little girl, and they end up on the moon. The little girl seems like she might have powers as well. Her eyes appear digitized in the trailer, and she's not wearing a helmet on the moon but she can still breathe. Little Devil Inside. Little Devil Inside's trailer was hilarious and super interesting. The animation style is incredibly unique, blending paper-like animation of the characters with realistic animation of the world around them. Other than that, it's an action-adventure RPG. We don't know much else about the game. Though the trailer was funny, it didn't give us any clues as to what the purpose of the game was. Half of the trailer followed a younger character, traveling through the world and fighting monsters. Then the other half of the trailer followed an older gentleman, walking through town and sitting on the toilet. The release date for this game is still up in the air. It was successfully backed on Kickstarter and first scheduled to release in June 2016. Hopefully, it comes out sometime in 2021. Kena, Bridge of Spirits. This cute, yet powerful action-adventure RPG is slated for a holiday 2020 release alongside the PS5. Kena, Bridge of Spirits centers around a young girl who appears to have some special, magical powers. She uses those powers through her staff, using it as a sword and as a bow and arrow combination, to fight enemies. In addition to combat, it looks like Kena can control these adorable black creatures called the Rot. Chances are, there are most likely going to be at least a few puzzles, if not more, throughout the game that require you to use the Rot. There is actually some gameplay footage in this trailer, so definitely check it out. Deathloop. If you've played the Dishonored games, you're probably going to love this one. A lot of the controls and powers are very similar. In Deathloop, you play as Colt, a man who has to kill everyone before he gets killed. If he gets killed, his day starts all over again, hence, the name of the game, Deathloop. In the game, you have 8 targets you're trying to knock out as well as a highly trained assassin who's always coming after you. This game looks like it will be a fantastic challenge. Ratchet & Clank, Rift Apart. Although a remake of the original game was released on the PS4, this new game will be a sequel. Ratchet & Clank, Rift Apart is one of the games we're most excited about. Plus, the super fast SSD is going to make this game look and load amazingly. There was plenty of gameplay footage shown in the trailer. So you'll see what we mean about fast loading times when you see how seamlessly Ratchet was hopping through portals to different worlds. Also, they revealed a new character of the same species as Ratchet at the very end of the trailer. It'll be very exciting to see how this character plays into the story. This is, of course, a PS5 exclusive, and the release date is still Project Athia. Project Athia is coming from Square Enix, and was one of the best-looking open-world games featured at the PS5 showcase. Again, like a lot of games from the showcase, there's not a whole lot we know for sure about the game right now. We do know that it's going to be an open-world exploration-type game. We also know that it's going to be full of various creatures and monsters, including dragons. In the trailer, it looks like the world around her has been destroyed, so it'll be interesting to find out what made that happen. Hopefully, the game will be released sometime in 2021, but the release date has not been confirmed yet. Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Spider-Man, Miles Morales is coming from Insomniac, and initially caused a lot of confusion among players. Players thought that Spider-Man, Miles Morales was going to simply be an expansion of Insomniac's original Spider-Man game. Instead, it has been confirmed that it's a standalone game that will build upon the story of the original game. Miles Morales will have different powers for players to experiment with. Plus, the fast travel loading Horizon Forbidden West. Horizon Forbidden West is a highly anticipated sequel to the PS4 hit Horizon Zero Dawn. It looks like the game is largely taking everything players loved about Horizon Zero Dawn and just changing the setting and the monsters. Horizon Forbidden West will be set in the western US, with a massive world for you to explore. It looks like there's even going to be gorgeous underwater areas for you to explore as well. The game looks stunning, and it's one of the games we're most excited to see perform with the updated hardware of the PS5. The release date is scheduled for sometime in 2021. If you loved Horizon Zero Dawn, make sure you check out the trailer for Horizon Forbidden West. Cyberpunk 2077. Cyberpunk 2077 will be released on November 19, 2020. It was originally slated to release earlier this year, but CD Projekt Red postponed it. A lot of players were upset that it was postponed, but ultimately it will lead to a better final product and reduce stress for the development team. That's a good thing in our book. You'll be able to pick up Cyberpunk 2077 on the PS4 as well. If you pick up a PS4 copy, you can play it on the PS5 as well once it's released and download an update for the graphics of the game. CD Projekt Red blew everyone over the water with their last hit, The Witcher 3. I can't wait to see what Cyberpunk 2077 has in store. The gameplay looks fantastic, the story sounds captivating, and it has Keanu Reeves in it. What more do you need? Godfall. If you're wondering what Godfall will be like, imagine Borderlands looter-shooter gameplay, but the Borderlands series of games. The gameplay footage and the weapons both look fantastic. This game is one of few that have been confirmed to be releasing holiday 2020 alongside the PS5. Demon's Souls. The last game on our list is a remake of a game that's over a decade old, but that's not stopping us from getting a first-class ticket on the hype train. Demon's Souls kicked off the Souls series of ultra-punishing action RPGs on the PS3, and now it's coming back better than ever on the PS5. If you haven't played any of the Souls games, or games from the same maker like Bloodborne or Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, you play the role of a lone adventurer in a dark and mysterious world who has to take down hordes of bad guys and dangerous bosses. The journey won't be easy though, and you'll need skill, perfect timing, and a lot of failed attempts to make it through. Whether you've played the original Demon's Souls or not, you won't have to wait long to get your hands on the updated remake. It's currently scheduled to be one of the few PS5 launch titles, coming out on November 12, 2020.